my new MMI 499 K-37, and just pulling that one apart, the factory wiring. It's all going to come out, and the motor, and up the front here I can get the smoke box off, and there's a little screw just here, so I've got to take that screw out to get the smoke box off. WOW decoder there, and I've got the large speaker, but there's a loco. Just got to be very careful of the injector right here when you're handling it, and all of this at the back, we'll pull that out, and there's plenty of room inside there to be able to get the decoder and the speaker up in the front there, and we'll get onto the tender later. But as I do this, I'll show what I'm doing, so that may be able to help others. One of the first things I look at when you're doing sound is where I'm going to put the speaker. I don't like talking tenders, so I've measured this, and I've got allowing for a little bit of clearance for the these wires to go through still. The speaker needs to be less than 33 millimeters. Now what I've got a response. I love these. These to me are the best speakers I've ever heard for the performance they give. I put that across there, so I've just got 30 millimeters just sitting on that. Now I'm going to cut these square pieces off and make that round, so that that speaker is either going to go that way or that way. It doesn't really matter, but the good thing is I've got porting out through the stack, so I can have ported sound out, and when that speaker goes in there and I cut it down, I seal all the way around the speaker so that the front sound wave doesn't get to the back and contaminate it. And I put a bit of conduit using heat shrink tube, and I'll run all these wires. These factory wires are coming out, and I'm putting leads in, get rid of the bulbs so that they won't last. So I'll put surface mount leads in. Okay, got a couple of wires on it there. I've got the WOW decoder there. I'll just give you a little demonstration about sound. So I'll just press F2. You can hear that, just. Now. Now that's got to go back inside a bit more when I take those other factory wires out. But just testing before I do an install saves a lot of time, just trying to do it all, install, and then find something goes wrong. Getting the sound right is number one. There's all the factory wiring out, and gives me the room at the back. We'll remotor this and cut the front piece off as well. I'll trim those and I'll put all surface mount leads in. You don't need that. The next option is choosing the motors, and I like these Mashimas, but you've also got the round Sagami, you've got the round cannon, or the DN22 cannon, which has got the flat sides on it, which is similar to the Mashima. So that's an 1833, and these are 1830s, so that's the length. So that one's a little bit bigger, and I've got the length in there behind that. So we put that one up there. You can see that we're not far off. It's only just a little bit of difference there. Only a little bit of difference there. So 33 Mashima goes in there. I could put the cannon, but you can go back in, and we'll just keep those ones for something or other else. Well, I got the Mashima in. I just got DC power to it there, just checking. I had to put a couple of extra washers in here so that the screws didn't go in too far and hit the commutator. I packed that out, and I had to shorten the tube. But you can see these wipers, factory wipers, they're nowhere near touching, so they need to be reversed, and so they can get electrical pickup through all of them. They're way out, and they're not touching much, or 9 out of 10 aren't touching. I've made up the surface mount LEDs. There's the headlight, and I put a bit of paper at the back of that one, and then these other 603s, I've had to orientate the wires so that they go long ways up into the classification markers. The other thing I use this nano oil when I'm lubricating a loco like this one here. It's a huge difference in the quality of oil. It cuts back the resistance, so the motor current draws less. Now I've also put paper as an insulator around the outside and covered the terminals, so that when it's inside it's not going to be touching the boiler. And a bit of heat shrink tube as a conduit, just threading it through, so I'll have that facing forward. There's the trick for me getting what I reckon is good sound. I've run the 3 wires through, which are going to go to the marker lights, which will be the brown, the white to the headlight, and the blue the common. So they're going to sit in there. What I've done is I've just pushed that speaker back so that you can just see the porting of the hole through the smokestack. So the sound's going to come out there as well, and out the reverse side. So the 2 sounds, rear and front, even though they're out of phase, they'll be okay. And what I do with that there now is I go and put Arlene's clear tacky glue all the way around there and seal the outside of that, so that the sound waves can't contaminate each other, and that also mounts the speaker so that it's not going to move, and the paper has insulated it. Put some glue in there. Now I need to leave it to dry. That glue in there is now going to dry, and then I can fill up the rest of the gap around later on once the first lot of glue is dried.